dito pa sa nangyaring ito, no, nakita na natin yung involvement or possible na involvement po noong ni President Duterte. So after all these extrajudicial killings, ano po yung ikakaso sa kanya doon sa korte po?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ang tanong, ano ang posibleng criminal liability ni President Duterte? Kasi individual cases ito ng pagpatay. Paano mo siya tatahiin? Former President Duterte is criminally liable for crime against humanity. Crime against humanity has two main elements. The first is widespread or systematic attack against civilians. And two, mens rea, or yung sinasabing with knowledge of the attacks. Yung unang data ay widespread or systematic attack. Yung attacks against civilians, Mr. Chair, klaro na yan Maraming witnesses na civilian, bata, na pinapatay, etc. Ang focus ay widespread because only President Duterte can generate or instigate the widespreadness. And may data kami dito, Mr. Chair. Ito nagbabago ang numbers dito kasi initial. But from the PCOO, PD, PDEA, and PNP itself on February 14, 2018, may report sila 13 days after President Duterte came to power in July of 2016, marami na pong nagsabay-sabay na nagpapatayan. Central Luzon, 55 killed in police operations. For 13 days after he sat in Malacanang. Metro Manila, 44 killed. Calabarzon, 17 killed. Ilocos, 6 killed. Soc-Sargen, 5 killed. Bicol, 3 killed. Central Visayas, 2 killed, and so on. Hindi pa bilang dito yung mga vigilante, yung mga unidentified. So, on September 26, 2017, the same report ng PDEA, lumaki na. 2017 pa lang to, report nila as of September 26. Region 1, 188 killed in drug operations. Region 2, 54 killed. Region 3, 619 killed. Region 4A, 364 killed. Region 4B, 5. Region 6, 33. Region 7, 37. Region 8, 61 were killed in Region 8. Region 9, 45, Region 10, 43, Region 11, 71, Region 12, 162, yung CAR is 40, and the National Capital Region, 1,336. Magbabago ang numbers, Mr. Chair, but look at the widespreadness, kung baga. Only a president na ganun ka-powerful can instigate this. So, yun po yung unang element widespread or systematic attack against civilians. Pangalawa, knowledge of the attack. Yes, the element of knowledge of the attacks, pwede talagang maging culpable si President Duterte doon because one, he issued public orders to kill drug suspects, even their lawyers, even those human rights defenders na nagrereklamo lang sa drug EJK killings. Meron siyang public statements which say, nagko-commit siya, i-absolve ko kayo, i-amnesty ko kayo, walang mangyayari sa inyo. And these public statements, different from the order, is showing not just toleration, but encouragement of the EJK. And pangatlo, yung complete impunity, lack of any serious investigation or prosecution. Sino po ang pwedeng magkaroon ng ganitong command all over the country na halos walang investigasyon na mangyayari? Who can order a funeraria kung wala itong PNP? Gawin yung bronchopneumonia, klarong-klaro, gunshot wound. Who can order na walang magbibigay ng police blotter o kaya ng kung ano mang dokumento sa mga biktima? Sino ang magsasabi na patay ang mga CCTV, maliban na lang kung makachamba katulad kay Kian, but normally patay ang CCTV. All this, Mr. Chair, only shows na not only was there a widespread or systematic attack against civilians, but that President Duterte himself had knowledge of the attack, ordered it, tolerated and encouraged it, and made sure na may whitewash na 7 years later, ngayon lang talaga nagkaroon ng ganitong investigasyon. So for all these elements, Mr. Chair, President Duterte is really, for me, a criminally liable for crime against humanity, Mr. Chair. Salamat po.